Welcome to the Website Success Show, the podcast dedicated to helping women in business get more traffic and sales through their website with less reliance on social media and paid ads. I'm Jules White, the founder of the Website Success Hub, and I love helping local and online businesses make more money through their existing website. If you have a business you love but you don't like the way your website performs, then this is the show for you. Good morning, happy Friday. So I'm very excited today because two big developments have happened in AI this week. So Google's AI mode has launched in the UK, which I'm really excited about. It's something that will change things definitely, and it'll be interesting to see how people adapt to it. I think whether they love it or they hate it, it's here to stay in one form or another. Things have changed forever in terms of how people search. So that's exciting. And then we also have a new version of ChatGPT, which is apparently massively improved. So if all the hype is true, then we are literally one step closer to our robot butlers. So I'm very excited about that. So AI is making waves in how people are actually building websites, but is it a shortcut to success or is it a risky path? So today let's talk about how we can use tools like ChatGPT-5, the new version, to fast track your website creation whilst still keeping full control over what's going on. So ChatGPT-5 has just been launched. By the time this podcast comes out, probably most people will actually have access to it. I haven't got it in my account yet, but I am excited to see it there and excited to really dive in with it. This is going to open up a hell of a lot of opportunities, really, and possibilities for things that you can do a lot better. So I'm going to talk today about a little bit about ChatGPT-5 and what the difference is, and how you can use AI to really help with your website creation process, from sort of planning your content without skipping the essentials or compromising the control or privacy or anything over your site, really. So ChatGPT-5 has been launched, and if you've got access to it in your account, you'll see it there. I think it's, from what they're saying, it's actually going to be the default model, so it's going to be what everybody uses. Everything's going to change over. We've noticed some blips this week where ChatGPT has been really wobbly and just giving terrible answers. My friend Claire and I have been talking about this, how awful it's been on a couple of days this week of just not giving good answers, just completely going off on tangents. And quite often that does happen just before a big update, or a big new release. So it's exciting that this has actually happened. And it's worth remembering that if you have a day where Chatty's just having a really bad day, then just bear that in mind. It might just be that there's a big update just around the corner, really. So in simple terms, this new version is more advanced, it's faster, it helps with more complex tasks like generating content, coming up with ideas, and you could even use it for things like structuring pages and things like that as well. But I'm going to talk a little bit about that and my kind of thoughts on using it for that kind of stuff, really. So during the launch event, which was actually yesterday, OpenAI's chief exec said that this latest version of ChatGPT was like having access to a PhD level expert in your pocket. So this is like a PhD expert. The previous version of ChatGPT is like a college student, and the version before that is like a high school student. So you can see how we're actually making this progress, and we're moving towards this super intelligence with AI. So it's exciting. So it weaves together speed, accuracy, depth and personality all in one model. There are a few things which we'll see what happens when it comes out, but it automatically decides whether to give you a quick reply or to switch to a deeper sort of thinking mode when things get more complex. And it smoothly falls back into the mini version if you hit data usage or hit usage limits and those kind of things, really. So you don't have to worry about it telling you you're out of limits. It will just smoothly go back to using a lighter version. It's smarter, more reliable, less prone to errors, and less prone to flattery. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think it'll be good just to have a little bit more balance where it doesn't just give you the answer it thinks you want to hear, that it actually has a bit more reasoning and a bit less flattery and not so much of a sycophant. I think that's something that a lot of people have said about it, that it's too eager to please, really. So one of the big things that they've said is coming out with this is it's hallucinations, which is where ChatGPT just gives wrong answers or it's not factually correct and it actually treats it as if it is real. treats it as if it's facts, but we call them hallucinations. And they're down by 45% apparently. So even lower when you're using the more advanced models as well, more advanced reasoning, even less than 45% down on hallucinations, which is really important. This is quite a big thing with moving forward with trust with AI, because I think that's the big thing, is most people realise that ChatGPT isn't always correct, and it does give wrong answers and incorrect facts and blags it and actually makes out that is true. So it will be interesting to see how true that is. So it handles 3 areas that people really love. So coding, writing and health are the 3 big areas that actually they're really saying this has made a big difference. So for coding, it can build polished websites, apps and even games from one prompt. This is what they're saying. So I don't think that we should be doing this yet. I think it's something that we can do. It maybe do it for creating stuff for yourself or for creating ideas and things like that. But it's really important, especially with our website and especially with something that we're actually putting out into the world and especially what we're going to be selling. It's really important that we keep control over that. We make sure that it's built with privacy and security and built on a platform that we can trust. The problem with just relying on AI to, for example, create your website, just fully code it itself, is you don't know what's going on in the background, which you don't always know with a website platform. But that's why choosing a platform that's reputable, choosing one that's been around for a long time and that you know is not going to be doing harm, then I think that's really important. Especially this is your business. This is something that could be critical to you actually making money. So I think it's really important to consider that rather than just thinking, I'm just going to get a website that is completely written by AI and then, not knowing what the consequences of that could be, really. So we're going to have more control over personality, which is interesting. I feel like my ChatGPT the personality is kind of quite level, really. I know we can use prompts and sort of train our chats to respond to us in a certain way, but apparently we're going to have this built in, so we'll be able to choose from a cynic or a geek or a listener personality, so somebody who's really deeply listening, or a robot. So that will be interesting, where we can tweak the tone of the conversations that we're having in there. So that'd be good to see. And then if you are a pro plan user, one thing to say is that actually, regardless of whether you're on the free plan or the pro plan, this is going to be universally available. There's going to be a lot less usage limits for people on the free plan, apparently. So I've had a pro plan for a long time, so I don't tend to have to worry about the usage limits. But I know a lot of people do. They get to a point where actually, okay, we've run out of the good reasoning today. And it doesn't then switch to a lower model if you do that. I read that actually, for most people, you'll be able to do a day's worth of work using the most advanced model. So that will be good. If that's true, that will certainly be really helpful for a lot of people, really. For the pro plan users, you're going to have more of a deeper reasoning available. So that's going to be good for tough challenges like maths or data analysis, those kind of things. You're going to have that deeper logic, deeper reasoning there to use. So in terms of actually using this for your website, I wouldn't go ahead and just get ChatGPT to write me a whole website. I think there are so many pitfalls and so much danger built in with that actually I don't think it should replace a complete website builder where you have control over it, where you can go in and simply make changes and you understand what's going on with all of your website pages. So it's not a replacement for platforms, website builders like FEA Create, HighLevel, WordPress or Squarespace. This is really a tool that can help make the whole process of creating and updating your website a lot smoother. So I think of it like an assistant that can help you to draft ideas, outlines, spark creativity as well. I definitely use ChatGPT all the time just to help to get some ideas moving, to help me get clear on my ideas. So just talking stuff out, I always use the voice app, and just talking it out with ChatGPT in the voice, even when I'm out walking the dog, then I find that I get so much clarity from that. And I'm excited to see what this new model does and how much easier it makes that kind of process of actually having a chat with it. Just popping in to interrupt myself for a moment. If you're wishing your website brought in more traffic, more sales, and just felt easier to manage without the tech headaches, come and join me in the Website Growth Club. Doors are open right now for founding members. You'll get access to bite-sized training, private group Q&As, co-working calls and a friendly, growing community, plus the best price it'll ever be. You can get all the details at the website successhub.com/grow, or just send me a message. You can text the show or send me a DM. I'd love to welcome you in. Okay, back to today's episode. People must see me when I'm out walking the dog and see me just walking along, just like chatting away to my phone, really. But I don't mind. It's something that really helps me. Even just things like I use it all the time for chatting through what we're going to do in the garden, or taking a picture of a plant and saying, what's wrong with this plant? So that's how I tend to use it. And actually, I think this will be even better to use it around that, really. But yeah, getting those ideas, getting started faster and just getting on with it, really, I think, in terms of websites, just helping, even if you're having a mental block on what to do next or where to focus, then just talking it out could really help. If you're thinking about how to safely do this, how to safely use AI to help you to build a website, I think the part that's really helpful is if you use it for early planning. So for things like generating wireframes, structuring ideas, giving you ideas for content sections, those kind of things. I have a homepage blueprint which I use with my clients, and I use it in my membership, which includes a wizard that helps make writing homepage copy a lot easier. And this is a really great use of AI. So I have all the sections there. These are the things that a good homepage should contain. It contains prompts that they can use directly, or they can go straight into the wizard, and it will take them step by step through what to do to actually write your homepage or update your homepage. If you've already got it and you just need to update it, then that is brilliant. I love it. And the feedback I've had from my members as well and from clients has been really good around that. So it just makes things a lot easier, it makes it a lot faster, and makes it a lot better result in the end as well. So if you've got all the different homepage sections and you're just thinking about some ideas of how to link them together or to make it look better, if you've started and you're thinking, I'm not sure about this, it doesn't quite look right, you can use ChatGPT to help with that. So you can get it to generate sections in between, or just generate ideas, or just even create a layout visual just to spark some creativity, really. I did this last year, not website related, but I did a business expo last year, a local business expo. So I had a table, and I couldn't think how to lay the table out or what to have on my stand, basically. And so I asked ChatGPT to create an image. And bearing in mind, this was nearly a year ago, and it still did a fairly good job of it. But now I'm sure it would be even better. But it created an image of what I could have on the table. And even just that, just having that visual there of like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. I could do that. And it had some different height boxes and things like that. And it massively helped me just get through that mental block of I don't know what to do. So that's the kind of thing that I use it for, really, on a daily basis to really help. So you can use it as well to create clear messaging as well. So this month in the Growth Club, we've just started really focusing on getting clear on our messaging, and we're using AI to help to really dive deeper into that. And I'm excited to see how this new model speeds that up for my members as well, and just helps them get clearer faster, just making sure that we're really clear on the problems that we solve for people, how we help them, what's unique about our business, all of those things. It's not always easy to actually gather that information and to even get that information out of our own brains. So this all helps with that process there. So that's really exciting. There's lots of SEO things as well that ChatGPT could really help with. So even things like writing your page titles, writing your meta descriptions, suggesting potential target phrases for each page of your website, suggesting ideas around your core topics and the specific things that you should be talking about. So even things like internal links to boost your SEO and just to really give your website a real boost, and to make it more simple, because these are the things that often people do get stuck on. I'm not really sure what to target with this page, or I'm not sure what page title, what description I should use for this page. And actually just even using it for those kind of things can make a massive difference. And one of the things that they're saying about this is it's going to remember things better as well. And that would be really good if it can remember back further than the last couple of prompts, which is where even with long chats that I've had going, sometimes it remembers things and sometimes it does a really good job of recalling information. And then other times it will only remember things from literally the last answer. And that can be frustrating. So hopefully this new model will help with that. And then it may then understand more about your whole website and what you're actually trying to achieve and how it all links together. Yeah, that can make a big difference. Something that I hadn't really thought about, but I've tried before having like a podcast database in ChatGPT and getting it to understand all of my episodes, having the transcript of all the episodes in there. And it could never quite get more than like the last 10 episodes or something like that. So actually it'll be interesting to see whether the advanced reasoning can actually use that better, so that it can help me to understand any gaps in my content, or understand more where I could go back in and link to other episodes, or create podcast playlists with categories of podcasts that are all related. And that's ways that I can then link that content together on my website that hopefully then keeps people there for longer and helps them to explore more of your content as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. That's definitely something I'm excited to try as well. So the most important thing I think with this is, if you're thinking about your website, and the reason not to actually get ChatGPT just to create a whole website for you, is your website is a long-term business asset for you. It's something that you own, it's content you own, and it is literally an asset, as I say. So if your website is where you make sales, or where you get bookings coming through, or where you get people joining your email list that then leads to sales, then you need to have full control over that. So even with AI's help, you need to really make sure that you're retaining ownership of that, and that you know what's happening with the privacy of your content and the privacy of your website users' content as well, or their information really. So definitely don't paste any sensitive information into AI tools. Nothing like sensitive client data, payment details, all of those kind of things that should just not be used in AI. If you've got proprietary methods, and if you've got, for example, if you've written a book and those kind of things, you have to be really careful about what you do and how much you actually put into AI, because there was a post this week about ChatGPT content being indexable on Google, and it was that people hadn't realised that if they share a chat and they tick a box that said index this content, that it could then show up on Google. And this has actually changed now. They've actually made it so that content isn't available on Google. But there could have been some really private conversations that people have shared, and it was all too easy to share stuff that could be massively private and damaging to be out there on the internet as well. So that was an interesting thing, but it sort of all relates to this of making sure that we're only putting things in there that aren't sensitive information and is not going to cause harm to our business as well, really. So I definitely think still using a website builder to create your website is the best way to go. So use a platform of your choice. My recommendation is FEA Create or HighLevel. But if you're using WordPress or Squarespace, then that's fine. The whole point with this is it's not for AI to actually replace this website building process. It's about helping you with the drafting and the planning and the optimization, really. And I think the big area that it can massively help with is just getting that content to sound like you and to really connect with your customers and their pain points and the problems that you solve for them as well. When you're getting started with this, I'll definitely keep an eye on your account, your ChatGPT account. Let me know, pop in the comments below or text the show and let me know if you've got ChatGPT-5 and what you're going to use it for, what you have used it for, and how you found it. I'm interested to see whether the voice is different and whether it still allows you to hold the button down to stop it from interrupting, because that was the thing I found. I haven't switched to using the most advanced voice mode because it interrupts you, and that is really frustrating. So if I'm halfway through a thought and it interrupts me, then it's like having a conversation with somebody who's not really listening, they're just waiting to speak, and that's how it feels. So I'm hoping I'm still going to be able to have that prevention. I kind of feel like we almost need a walkie-talkie system where we say over at the end of the message when we're ready for them to actually speak back to us or something. But yeah, let me know how you get on. Let me know if you are enjoying using it. By the time you're listening to this episode, it might be that we're on ChatGPT-6, and if we are, then I guess we're another step closer to our robot butlers, really. But start experimenting. Use it for things like quick drafts of your website content, layout ideas, even visual wireframes, SEO basics, those kind of things. But always come back to your own judgment and your expertise as well, and make the website fit you and fit your brand, and make sure that it is actually portraying what you want to of your business out in the world, really. So if you're thinking about this and thinking about how you can use ChatGPT in any way, whichever version you're using, to help you with your website, think always about the pages that are closest to the sale. So if you or a member of your team is writing blogs and you haven't first made sure that your homepage, your sales page, your product pages or your services pages are well optimized for both visibility, so traffic, and conversion, so sales, then you're wasting precious time and precious money on creating content for the sake of it. So as much as it might pain you to hear me say that, if you're writing blogs and you haven't focused on those money pages first, then I would definitely recommend doing that. Take some time. If you need some help with this and if you need some guidance on the process, or if you're feeling stuck, then I would love to support you. So let's hop on a discovery call or join the Website Growth Club, and I can really help you moving forward with this and getting some clarity and confidence with your website as well. So visit the websitesuccesshub.com to book a call, and let's get your website working for your business. So I hope that's been helpful. Have a lovely weekend. I am definitely swimming, definitely getting out in the garden this weekend as well because it's beautiful, and I hope you have a good one. So see you soon. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the Website Success Show. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It helps others find the show. If you're ready to make your website work harder for you, grab my free beginner's guide to SEO. It's packed with simple, actionable tips to help you get started improving your website's visibility and attracting your dream client. Head to thewebsitesuccesshub.com/start to download it and take the guesswork out of creating a website that works for your business.